Hey guys, I haven't done one of these videos in so long, but a lot of you said you missed them, and I have a list on my phone going, so I thought let's jump into it. This is my movie reviews, TV show reviews, just little like blurbs of like what I've watched pretty much recently and what I think about it. I've tried to make most of it like newish stuff, but sometimes it's older stuff too. But we're gonna jump right in. First one, Your Place or Mine. Pretty sure that's a Netflix movie with Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon, and I didn't like it. Honestly, I loved Ashton Kutcher. I had a huge crush on Ashton Kutcher when I was younger. More recently, just some stuff about him. Not loving him. But this came out before a lot of that stuff came out about him. But to me, he seemed out of practice for a rom-com. That's how I felt. I just felt like he hadn't done it recently and it just didn't work for me. It was sort of dull and obvious. Tig Notaro was like the friend in it and she was the best part. So it was like a fine rom-com, but definitely like a Netflix rom-com, you know what I mean? Next, this one was really, really good. It was totally killer. It's like a slasher comedy. It's with Kiernan Shipka, is that her name? It was so good. It was an interesting story. It essentially this girl goes into the 80s and has to kind of try to solve a murder mystery about what happened to her mom's friends when her mom was in high school. It's an interesting story. It's a really good acting, and I'm someone who guesses the killer pretty easily. Like, I watch so much TV that I guess things like pretty easily, and I didn't get it. I had an inkling, but I didn't get it, like, right, you know? But it was very 80s, but not too over the top. I really enjoyed it. I think if you like that kind of vibe, you'll get a kick out of it. A Good Person is the one with Florence Pugh. It takes place in New Jersey, which is fun, because New Jersey here. And it was really good. I really, really liked it. It was super sad, but very well done. I didn't feel like it was as long as it was. It was a really good story and really good acting. So if you want like a more sad, dramatic movie, I'd say A Good Person is a good one. And then the miniseries on Hulu, We Were the Lucky Ones. I read the book of this and I loved it. It was about family during the Holocaust, and it was beautiful. It's based on a true story, but not like fully. They definitely like dramatized some stuff, but the show, the acting was good. I would say it wasn't what I expected, but it was still really good. I feel like it's just such a heart-wrenching story, and it's like really, I was more emotionally attached to the book, I think, than the movie or the show, just because in the show they have Joey King and they have some other actors that I recognize, and I think that kind of broke me out of the narrative a bit. Like, anytime you read a book and then there's a movie made and it's an actor that you know, you're looking at it as the actor playing that role rather than like just that role, in my opinion. So I think that's why it was hard for me. The actors are great, but it still was like, I know that's an actor. Like, that's how it felt. But it wasn't overdone, it wasn't underdone, and I think they did it really well. So it was definitely good. Next, the show I watched, loved it, was The Girls on the Bus. I watched it for Melissa Benoist from Supergirl. I adore her. And it was fantastic. Like, fantastic. I thought maybe it would be a little bit boring because it's like about journalists following the presidential debate, essentially. Like, sounds kind of boring, right? Not at all. Not at all. You get, a newspaper writer, an online writer, a TikToker. Like, it's a great, it's just really, really great. I really genuinely enjoyed it. It was clever. It was funny. It makes politics a lot less boring and depressing, kind of. It's really relatable. I love that it had different women from different walks of life, different generations, and it includes these women's personal lives as well as like this presidential debate. I really hope there's another season. I thought the acting was just great. It was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. That's on Max. Then Zootopia, which is also called Zootropolis, in case you didn't know. I guess it's like the European version. My husband and I watched it and I thought it was great. I think it's good for adults and kids. There's definitely clever hints at like stuff for adults that kids just like wouldn't get, but it was funny and it was cute, and I approve of it. Then, oh my god, Fallout. Fallout on Prime. If you haven't already watched it, just watch it. It's so, so, so good. It's like the perfect mix of everything. It's definitely gory and gruesome, but in like a funny way. It's not, in my opinion, like really gory and gruesome. It's a cross between like The Walking Dead and like a comedy. It just is so good. The acting is fantastic. It's very like futuristic but also retro. The characters are so great. You just feel so invested in it. It's like dark and intense, but like it has this amount of humor in it that's just like so balanced. It's only 8 episodes. And I think we already know they're having a season 2. It's so, so, so good. Next, Unfrosted on Netflix, Jerry Seinfeld's movie about Pop-Tarts, I think. No, it was had funny moments, but it was cheesy and it was forgettable, in my opinion. Like, it was watchable, like we made it through, but it was just forgettable. It's like something no one's ever gonna think about ever again. Mother of the Bride, I think it's Netflix or Hulu. I think it's Netflix, with Brooke Shields and Miranda Cosgrove and Chad Michael Murray. It was a Netflix rom-com. That's like, yeah. It was cute and funny, but like dull. I don't feel like I learned or experienced anything. It was what it was. Ooh, this on HBO or Max, the Brady Melville documentary, wonderful. Kind of, for me anyway, is like the Gen Z version of Abercrombie. Like, there's the Abercrombie documentary that was like for millennials, and this is like the Gen Z version. Somehow it felt worse than Abercrombie because the Abercrombie one was about this different time in Abercrombie, and like they have improved a lot since then, and it seems like Brady Melville, this is like more current and nothing's improved. But yeah, it was really interesting to watch. Bridgerton season 3. Season 1's still my favorite, and Queen Charlotte was so good. But season 3 was fine. That's how I felt about it. Like, it was good. It just didn't have the passion that the other seasons had, in my opinion. Like, I really did get a kick out of a lot more of like the Miss Whistledown or Lady Whistledown stuff. And it felt a little bit less focused on the love story, which I enjoyed it. But just the chemistry between the actors just didn't feel as, like, tangible this season. Then The Idea of You. Which one is that? Is that the one with Anne Hathaway? The Idea of You. I put, other than one scene, I didn't feel much passion. It was like a lot of montages. I just didn't feel any connection to the characters. I didn't feel like we got to know them. It did get better throughout the movie, but it was just kind of like, I don't know. I didn't love it. I thought Anne Hathaway was great and she looks beautiful, and like, I used to be someone who did not like Anne Hathaway. She rubbed me the wrong way, but I've enjoyed her a lot more lately, but I just didn't think the movie was that good. Next, I watched a Lifetime movie on Hulu called Stolen Baby with Emily Osment. It's based on a true story, a horrible story from 2019 in Texas, where essentially a woman kills her best friend and kidnaps the baby and passes it off as her own. I was hooked, honestly. It was not bad for a Lifetime movie. It's pretty watchable. Then What Comes Around on Hulu. It looked really good in the preview. I like the actors a lot, and I love the types of movies that this is. It's like more of a true crime, but kind of not. But it wasn't really what I was expecting. It was fine, but it was just weird. It was kind of really messed up. It's hard to put into words, but What Comes Around was like, almost like a love story with crime and like violence, kind of. I don't know. It was just strange. Ooh, Under Paris. Under Paris is a shark movie. I think it's on Netflix. You have to watch with subtitles. It's not dubbed. Or I'm saying watch with subtitles, not dubbed. It's better. It's like a French shark movie, and people were saying it's so good, better than Jaws. I wouldn't say it's better than Jaws, but it was good. Like, I was super, like, into it. My husband and I watched it, and we were super, super into it. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't as good as Jaws, but it was better than The Meg. Kind of equivalent to one of Blake Lively, but like a little bit more actiony, more characters. It was definitely interesting, and I loved the end. It was just a really cool shark movie. Then my husband and I decided to watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid and Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. The first one, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, is classic. I love how practical the effects are in those movies. The next one had a better plot, in my opinion, but the effects were like just so bad. Like, the technology they had just wasn't up there yet. They should have just, I don't know. And then Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves was a TV movie, or it went straight to video, I think. The mom is a different actress, and the kids are weird, and it's just like, it's okay, but you could tell that they had a different budget on it, like a lower budget. And then Perfect Match, season 2. I didn't watch the first season of Perfect Match on Netflix because I don't watch all the reality dating shows as much as it might seem like I do. I watch like The Bachelor and like Love is Blind, and those are the two that I'm like mostly into. But I watched it just for some of the people that I liked on other shows. And it took me a while to get into it, I have to say. Like, it took like the first like 3 episodes, I was kind of just like not into it. I really only watched because the people from Love is Blind, and then Harry I knew from Dancing with the Stars. I kind of stopped watching it, honestly, after the first couple episodes, and then I went back like a couple weeks later. It didn't get good until like episode 4. It's interesting that it's like a game show and a dating show, but it makes it feel way more fake. It's like, you win like a trip. It's just very like it's a strange situation. I think it's like a cool vibe that you could like end up meeting someone from another show, but it feels a lot less genuine because you like win, you know, rather than like it's more about the winning than the relationship, I think. Oh, the second part of Bridgerton season 3, I put it's less intensely romantic than the other stories, but I really kind of liked how it kind of broke the focus a little bit. And I think that Nicola, the one who plays the main girl, is a really good actress. Next, A Family Affair. This felt super similar to the one with Anne Hathaway, but I liked it better. I know a lot of people said it was terrible, but the one with Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron and Joey King, it it was a 98% match for me on Netflix, and it felt like it had a slow start and it was kind of dull, but like I just felt like they had way more chemistry. Like I felt like Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron had way more chemistry. The Bear season 3. Bear is a fantastic show. If you don't like it, that's your problem. My husband and I love it. But season 3 was still really good. It just nothing really happened. That's how I felt about it. Like the episodes are all kind of like in a season like flashbacks or just like all over the place. It's still so good and like raw and real, and like I love that they're coming out like pretty in succession. Like it's not taking 3 years to get one season, you know? Which means you can still remember the last season when you go to watch it. But it definitely, this season wasn't as much like moving forward. The documentary, The Man with a Thousand Kids, good documentary, bad story. You know, the super disturbing. I don't know if this guy's worse or that doctor who was doing the same thing. It was scary, awful. Like, really, it was wild. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Whoa. It had a slow start, but I love it. Like, you didn't really know where it was going in like the first episode or so. But it's like a perfect mix of like teen drama and murder, but not like Pretty Little Liars. Like way more genuine and like soft and not over the top. I'd say the last 3 episodes are the best. But it's a really, really good acting, good story. I did guess a good portion of it, but it was still really good, and I kind of want to read the book. Okay, oh my god. Beautiful Disaster, Beautiful Wedding are like a 2-movie thing. So bad. Like, The Beautiful Disaster is like the first one. It's where like the couple meets. And it's like they couldn't use the name Instagram in it, so they put photogram. It was dumb. Like, all I wrote on here was, it was dumb. It was really super dumb. Watchable-ish. Couldn't finish the second one. Yeah, I tried Beautiful Wedding after Beautiful Disaster. Couldn't finish past like 20 minutes. It was bad. Now I'm in the middle of watching The One on Netflix. It's 8 episodes, came out 2021. There's an author named Jason Mars, I can't remember. But he wrote a book I really enjoyed, and when I looked him up to see more books that he had written, The One is a show based on a book that he wrote, and it's really interesting. It's in London, and I really like the main actress. She is British, just like everyone in the show. She was in a show called Betrayal on ABC like years ago that I really enjoyed. But I've never heard of this show before. I'm really glad I looked it up. It's really underrated. It's like a murder mystery, a business situation, love story, like so much is going on, and it's really enjoyable, and you get all these different stories that aren't necessarily connected but kind of are connected. It's really good. I'm really, really enjoying it, and 8 episodes is like the prime nowadays for a show like this. That's my movie TV review for this time around, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't know how many of these I'll be doing once the baby comes, but I hope you enjoyed it. It's been such a hot minute since I've done one of these, so I'm happy I did it, and I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what other videos you want to see from me soon. Thank you so much for watching.